All right, I'm back. I told you about me and electronics. It's very lovely and interesting. I'm gonna keep the first one because I had some good stuff in there, and we're gonna roll on with the punches. So, with that, she's having some half-baked ideas. Her spirituality awareness isn't fully there. Some of you are having childhood issues. Some of those issues you got to work with is your love life is being affected by children. So you're looking at also with the divine masculine as far as him being an authority in the relationship with you, his loyalty, his friendliness, because you got the dog on this side, you on your end, you thinking about your nurturing self. And I think that came out too the other day about unconditional love, still trying to practice that, still trying to nurture yourself, still learn how to nurture others, not being in the place of ego. That's one thing you got to kind of deal with. Also, you got to express your love. So right now, you're not really expressing. Some of you all are just not expressing your love to your divine masculine. Some of you all are just saying, I'm putting my love, like when you, and I'm saving all my love, and I'm saving all my love, and I'm saving all my love for you. So that's some of you all are saving your love for him, but you're saying, I'm not going ahead and seeing nobody, no Tom, Dick, and Harry. I'm just saving my love for him, or I'm saving my love for myself. I'm reserving all my love for myself. I'm not even thinking about him. He's not even on the radar right now. Okay, so when we're talking about what's happening in the mind space, stay optimistic about your love life. So you still, like I said, you being optimistic, you working on yourself. Yesterday, the divine masculine was doing a lot of self introspection. You're doing the same as well. You're a little bit more looking at it. It's not just is me, oh Lord, standing near need of prayer right now. So you're staying optimistic today. Yesterday, I got the feelings like it's all about me and, you know, give him juices. You got that freedom cut me, you know, that thing. But today it looks like, you know what, some of you all got this new optimism, like, you know what, I do have a lot to offer the world. I do have a lot to offer. This is right there. I got a lot to offer the masculine. You know, I am about I got a lot of fruits of my labor. I've been working, I've been toiling out in the fields, I've been planting my seeds, I've been doing these things, and you know, it's time for me to just sow, to be able to benefit from my harvest that I have sowed here. So that's what's going on here now. With the divine masculine. Ooh, wee, oh. Okay. All right. So we got a lot of some reversals here, okay? But they're pretty good. Love yourself first. So right now, the divine masculine this weekend is not in the mood for just loving himself first. He wants to be able to share his love. Come share my love. Come share my love. Come share my joy. Little Regina Bell, remember that? Yeah, that used to be. Will you come to me, man? Pretty baby. Come into my life. Share my love. So that was used to be cut. I like that. But look, that was Regina Bell. So with that, he is really in the mood for sharing. He's just really in the mood for just really with the divine feminine. Outside is no more just inside myself. So he's really working on the trust thing. So this situation is calling for you to have faith. So he's really finding ways to have faith about this. You know, he knows in the past, he ain't no dummy, that it's almost like this. I know he's this, but right now today I'm looking at it, it's like he's put that dagger in your back. You know, you all smitten into him. Next thing you know, it like a horror film. He's like, well, you see them fall out and they die and collapse right there on the spot. You're like, what happened? You say, oh my God, he is stabbed in the back. So he knows that he's been that. He's really trying to work on those trust issues to bring back the trust back into relationship. I think I heard that. Was that her name Black Cat Tarot? She was saying something about that as well, about he really wants to come back. I think 2 days was the divine masculine, thinking about the divine feminine. And she stated something about that, saying they really want to just really want to let you know that he wants to build that trust back again. He knows he's broken that trust. He knows he been back in the day, did that with that, but he really wants to get it. Getting to know each other. This to me, when I see this card, go two ways, because every time I see this card, I always think about karmic situations. Right now, he's saying, some of them are saying they don't need to get to know anybody new. They don't need to, right now, they're really concentrating on, this is emphasizing, although it's in reverse, this one is an emphasis, is that he's really trying to understand you. And I've seen that in somebody else's video, that he's really trying to understand your quirks, everything that makes you tick. Now, before, he wasn't paying too much attention to it. You know, it's like, okay, I was on my own thing. Yeah, I was showing some narcissistic ways. Yes, I had to admit about myself. That's what I was doing. But now I really want to get to know you, because I'm starting to feel these feelings. I'm trying to love you. And for me to get to know you is to be able to know how to love you better. And so that's where he's at right now. For some of these here that's involved in karmic situations, he's saying, and I'm hearing their voice saying, we're putting that on hold. We ain't trying to get her to know her or the any way better. It could be he or she, because remember, the divine mask could come in either form. I'm not even trying to know nobody else, know the karmic better than that. I ain't trying to learn their children. I don't want to even know about little Shaquan, whatever, with Shaniqua at the club. Yeah, she's back. With that, you know, for those of you all that just joined the channel, if you see my previous one, Shaniqua was the alias name, aka the karmic feminine's name. So it was Shaniqua, and then the divine masculine and Shaniqua had a child, which is Shaquan. And so or it could be the karmic cat or karmic feminine already had a child, and the child's name is Shaquan. So it could go either way. It varies the roles. So that is what's going on. So right now he's saying, I ain't even trying to even learn Shaniqua, and I ain't trying to learn little Shaquan either. Okay, so right now my focus is to get to know you right now. Okay, so now, next thing, separation. Now, with this one, it goes two ways for these two readings. This one is talking about this karmic, or being this karmic situation with somebody else. Shaniqua's situation with little Shaquan, this emphasis is that she's thinking about separation, okay? Although it's in reverse, but that means to really emphasize for me when I read them. This could also mean that if those of them that say, no, I ain't thinking about it, I ain't got no karmics in the situation, you divine masculines are saying right now, I'm not thinking about even separating from my divine feminine. Right here, I'm here to stay. Like yesterday, I was on the battlefield. I was saying, charge. And I didn't want to retreat, and I'm telling you, I'm still coming with that same vibe that I do not want to retreat. I'm here to stay, and I'm going to prove my worth as to why I'm still on the battleground fighting for our love. But I'm well here. We are loved. Dun, dun, dun. Heartache to heartache, we stand. Dun, 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 dun. I'm skipping, I know. Love is a battlefield. Yeah, I was skipping because I want to get to that part. Okay, so I don't hear nobody tell me, hey, the lyrics. I already know. I did my own remix. Thank you very much. I know who it is, my besties out there, up there singing, and she kept on with the rest of the lyrics. I know that was for you. All right, so now we got the separation here in reverse. Okay, so he's thinking he knows love is a battlefield, which is so true. Deception is in reverse. Okay, so if you got to have trust here, this thought about deception, that's got to be thrown out the window. Okay, that's got to go. Okay, so he's really saying, you know, I know this is what happened in the past about the dagger and me taking it and sticking you in the back of your back, and you ain't know where the heck that came from. Them days, it's a group of them saying, them days is over. Some of these ones, it's a little group of them divine masters, you know who you are. You still in that deceptive mode. There's still some kind of little secret there that you still have not revealed yet. Okay, so we got that. Okay, love yourself first. What's on his mind space is the following. past life relationships. Now, you know what? When I read this first thing, I didn't say past life relationship. It say past relationships. So in his mind, it's been some past relationships, and how it's kind of filtrated into this past life relationship, which would be you, the twin, because you all have had past relationships in the past, you know. So that is good to know, because like when I did my past regression thing, I found out that that didn't surprise me, that myself and my twin, we were married before, and then he had died, and I did not really want to come to the recognition that he was dead. I was going around doing everything, fixing my hair, putting my house clothes on, because I was an older lady. And he was right there in the middle of the bed, dead. And I just kept on saying I didn't want to do it, because I didn't know how I was going to get over him. How was I going to live without him, and how him and I was right. I didn't know where he began and where I ended. Yeah, like NDRE. We were just that intertwined with each other. So that's an interesting thing. So he knows and he realizes some of these past lives is bleeding into, and how these past relationships that he's had as well is kind of affecting what's going on here now in the present. Okay, and so this is influencing it. Also in his mind space is I'm gonna put it two ways. I'm gonna do a combination. There is chemistry. Is a lot of chemistry between you and the divine feminine. However, this chemistry is starting to stress you out, because chemistry in reverse means stress. The stressful is the knowing about what you got to do to get on twin flame journey. The stress is about knowing how you're going to go about getting to her, especially if you had did this stabbing her in the back thing, and now you got to rebuild trust all over again, because you did some deceptive things in the past, and you know, and the separation thing is kind of on your mind. You got to separate from the karmic situations that you're in. And so this has been very stressful for you. You've been underneath some stress. So this has been weighing on your mind. Okay, let me look and see if I can get some clarifiers today. Did I say, oh, no. Okay, I got it. Okay, so let me get some clarifiers. Okay, we're going to go back to the wisdom. Clear. The Day of Dead celebration is over with, so we're going to go right back to these, to the wisdom oracles. Okay, can you tell me, right, I just looked at it, you put it up there. Thank you. Children. Well, how many is this? Okay, you got a story there. Okay, this one. Excuse me. Special love. How is this? No, that's too many. Okay. Look like you still bought out the same stuff. Okay, this one. Can you explain this card? This one. You're out for this one. Just stick it out. Oh, okay. Let's go. Okay. This one. I think I prepared you. This one. Can you explain that one to me? And can you explain this one? Okay, we got some real good ones. These wisdom cards is on it. All right, so we have Release Your Ex from the Divine Feminine. This is in her heart space right here. You have three and you have one over here. So what's the issue is that right now she's not in the fork of the road. She clearly knows where she wants to go now. Ain't no two directions to pick from, okay, when it comes to this. It doesn't matter what the situation I talked about previously about release your ex. Right now, this person's got tunnel vision. all three of them, those scenarios I gave you, got tunnel vision. Uh, there's no chaos and conflict right now that's going on as far as with the release your ex. It's just really, I'm really seeing, I can hear it say, I can see clearly now the day is done. So I can see all obstacles disappear, whatever. So you got those things there. So it's going to be bright, sunny day. So these things are happening as far as when she released the ex. She always knows that right now she doesn't have, she'll feel that she'll be free from conflict. I hear saying, I'll be free from conflict and chaos when I get rid of all those kind of issues. Because right now I'm not having a fork in the road. I'm really having a definite direction in which I want to go. As far as these children, what she's got to deal with is actually children in the picture, or either the children that she's got to deal with, her own children, or children that again metaphorically means I got to deal with healing the inner child, how I see my masculine, how I see myself as the feminine. This came one is co-create, because again this children, whatever aspect, is interfering with her co-creating. She got to deal with these things in the past here. Move swiftly, use some wisdom to be able to cross the finish line. Right now, you don't need flexibility in it. But some things you might have to be flexible, learn how to bend with, how to go with the flow with. But right now in this healing process, you've got to not be flexible. You got to really be firm, know exactly what you're dealing with, how you're going to go about it. And so that's why I would say it'll be flexible in reverse. And then you're going to also find yourself coming to the edge when you're releasing and healing these things, these issues, such as either the children in concrete, or looking at the way you see the masculine, or healing the inner child, or those things. You really going to have to find yourself coming to the edge, getting off that comfort zone, and just really take yourself, okay, now I'm going to take this plunge and really find out what's going on with me. You got express your love. It's saying to me is that you got to learn how to be fair. Some of you all been a little stingy with the love thing when it comes to that. I understand you trying to throw the deuces up. And you say, I'm expressing love to myself, but then make sure that you're doing, I keep on telling you, watch it, that it's not ego-based, that you are truly being fair. I ain't had a chance to take this stuff off. That you are truly being fair about that, so you can be able to cross the finish line about that, because you want to be very wise, make it like the balance of scales, just like a Libra, to make sure that you are harmonizing with the things that you want to actually manifest or co-create. In your mind space, you're staying optimistic because you got a lot to offer. The world, the divine masculine, even yourself. So right now with that is serendipity. So when you're doing that, staying optimistic, you allow the universe to let things. This is my favorite word in the whole wide world. When you allow things, fate to play a part, things to connect, to intersect, to come about at the same time, in which they need to do. So you allow for serendipitous activities and things and events to happen and occur when you stay optimistic. Treasure Island. Okay, Treasure Island to me means undiscovered treasure. Right now, right now your worth. You're not undiscovered treasure. You know exactly what's in the treasure box called you. You might be finding some new things that you might not have known in there, but right now, it's nothing to be discovered or unhidden talents. You're just dealing with right now what even life has dealt you, or what things that now going through the journey has really unearthed within you, and you just really learning how to, like a kid, how to play with the toys that you have in your toy box. Okay, and then regenerate, which means to take from something old and create it into something new, or something that's dying, creating something new out of that that's dying. And right now, you're just dealing with the newness, nothing to regenerate, because like I said, you just really, what has become new is just the discovery of the things that already exist. It's like it's some old philosopher that said that sometimes the things that you discover that you think that are new, are they truly new? Because they already had existed. You was the ones who just had found it, just like Christopher Columbus finding discovering the United States. and indigenous Indians already said, psst. Or the Vikings, come, psst, come, let me tell you something. Oh, we've been here before you have. Oh, this ain't new. So, that's that. Okay. So now, and there's a whole bunch of other people could probably other things you could look at his story and been here way before he had. So it's like the kid said. So get over yourself. All right then. Getting to know others. Okay, what is this? Not for you. He's like I said. This goes back to clarify. We're going back to the karmic situation. Shaquita and Lil Shaquan. He's not at the point that he knows clarifying that's not for you. That ain't kind of life with Shaquita and Shaquan with all that damn drama. And Shaquan, Lil Shaquan tell you, I told you I don't like his ass. The nose running. And he's blowing the snout and all down, touching you and all that stuff. You looking at and say, that's a badass kid. And so all that drama in that life is just not for you. Okay? So this is not for you. You learning that situation, getting to know about other people. Even if you was thinking about saying, let me wear, look like the divine feminine moved on. Let me go ahead and recreate my own life, world and affairs all over again. And now the more and more you sit in and you say, you know what, that life ain't for me. Go and find somebody else. Being with a regular normal person that's not my soulmate or not even my twin. It just don't work. All I'm doing is seeking out to try to get the bootleg version of it, or almost damn near close to it, but it just ain't. It's not the same. That's just like when you ride in a luxury car. I had a friend and she's talking about, oh, I ride in the Audi and it was like smooth like butter. I said, well, it better be, because Audis, that's why they a luxury car, supposed to run smooth. And so, that's just like anything else. Not knocking Chevy or Chevrolet or Ford, but it's a daggone different ride from you driving in the Audi than you getting your behind in the Ford. Most totally different. I don't care, even if you got the best of the rides, it's still gonna be a different ride. So that same thing, Shaquita and Lil Shaquan, they are Ford and the Chevy, and the Divine Feminine is Audi 5,000 or 2,000, however it goes. I'm a Lexus girl. I don't know anything about that, but anyway. So that is that, and I don't want ego, but anyway. It's a difference. Separation. He does not want to separate from the Divine Feminine at this moment in his heart space, because he knows that she is his soulmate. So he's doing everything possible. I wouldn't say test them Divine Feminines, but at this point this weekend, I think you could probably try to do, like the movies where they be driving fast, they try to shake the person that's tailing them. I think really you as the Divine Feminine, if you would try to even do that to the Divine Masculine, he would be right there behind you, just really just keeping up with you. Say, you ain't about to shake me, baby, because I ain't about to let you go now. So that's some of you all, this the Divine Masculine is doing that. He wants to build on that trust. Why? Because he got a message in the Bible. The Spirit has visited him, dropped him some nice nuggets. They had been floating out there. He been knowing it. It's just like you see in the Bible. You're like, is that a bottle? At the distance, it's floating in the ocean. He's like, yeah, but I'm going to wait till you get a little closer. And then you see bobbing in the ocean, and then closer and closer. You say, oh, okay, now that is a bottle. And you pick it up. Same thing, just like the Spirit. The Spirit's been kind of dropping them nuggets. He ain't been really believing it. But now here, this weekend, he going to get a real spiritual awakening, a message from it. The Spirit is going to send him an email. Like they say, God friend me, that new show. So he going to send him a friend message. He going to send him a DM, a regular messenger service, letting him know about the Divine Feminine. He's going to get an awakening. Okay. And so that's going to bring some new life, and saying, it's going to help him to trust the process, and it's going to help him to build trust, and it's going to give him some clues as to what, because the Divine Masculine has been trying to figure out what to do. He's just been sitting there like he's been charging, like I said, on the battlefield, but not knowing what to exactly do. So the Spirit is going to help him, give him some little, show him the game plan of what he needs to do this weekend. Okay. All right. Next you have here is deception in reverse. The deception in reverse is because everything ain't been flowing like milk and honey. Okay, he been on the search for milk and honey. You know, that proverbial milk and honey at the end of the what's at the end of the rainbow, and you know sometimes you keep on chasing for the end of the rainbow, and that pot of gold ain't never gonna be there. Okay, so that's what has made him at that time become very deceptive, because he's been looking for the pot of gold in all these relationships, and in these regulars, or these divine, in these karmics, or in these other ones, and he just haven't been able to find that things that really made him horseshoes and purple stars and green clovers, like it is with the divine feminine. I mean, when he is like this, he's like with you, he's got that unicorn magic that he can't find in nobody else's arsenal of love things. You come real close, but something is missing. I think Elizabeth Lund spoke about that too. So that's showing up in that. I told you a lot of we are reading the same things over again, energy wise. Okay, here we have here, love yourself first. I told you he's not thinking about love yourself first. He's thinking about, he's like the target sign. He's really thinking about you. And because he's got time to go in reverse. Now, this I'm picking up, it say 2 ways on this one. I'm seeing the fork there. So 2 ways he is like, I'm learning how to love myself and learn others, so that I could be able to see the answer as to how to get in the situation that I am. You know how in the world, in life, if you don't appreciate where you are, the universe won't gift you with anything new or anything else. And that's what I'm picking up. He knows it's time to go. He does. But right now it's at this cliff. It's like I keep on walking. There's no place to go. It's no keep on further. I can't see the end of it. And so with that, it'll be a never-ending saga if he does not learn how to love where he is and love himself. Others, this is an emphasis, another group of divine masculine. He knows it's time to go because he wants to cross that finish line to see and to be able to dance and play with the divine feminine as well. So that's 2 groups there. Okay, next one we have here, we got past life. And I told you it could be past life relationship, or it could be a past relationship. Some issues with the past relationship is that all that glitters, it could go 2 ways. When he looked in past relationships, again, that was the reason why he went on and walked on, is because he believed that all that glitters, it was gold. And he found out it was fool's gold, like Jesus got fool's gold, fool's gold. See, let me think that you stay. Done the heart and ran away. Feel is that foolish something, feel me? Something like that. Yeah, but so I see it was never meant to be. So anyway, so that part where you got with that Jill Scott fool's gold, this is fool's gold. Okay, with this, some of them say all that glitters. All that glitters gold, only shooting stars break the mold. So right, so you are the shooting star. So this is all this. You you a rock star. You all that. So right now with that, past life, new life. So right now I'm picking up when I look at this, it's saying this new relationship or the life that he's in now would be the new life. And right now it's in reverse. And so he's like, pump the brakes on that. I ain't really looking in this new life direction right now. I'm dealing with this past life relationship when we was doing this, and I'm trying to let this go ahead and filtrate into what's going on now. I'm trying to go back and recapture that, because something within me now remember. So I don't know where it's that might from that message in the Bible the Spirit's going to bring to him. He might go to sleep and have a dream and see you all in the past life and say, oh my God, and feel that feeling and look in our eyes, and the eyes look the same as yours. Like, oh my God, that's sunshine. And so then that comes to him, and he's like, no wonder, I knew her from somewhere. And then he has this revelation point, like, okay, that she is truly the one. I felt it, but now this stuff is coming together. So that's that. Okay, and then you got chemistry. Chemistry was in reverse. And he's stressed because, again, he knows time is of the essence. He's not stupid. He knows that divine masculine. You know that time, you don't know if she's doing just like my cousin Vinny, whatever, Marisol, whatever. And it's like, my biological clock is ticking. And she's doing the same thing, saying, okay, my time for me to be with my soulmate or somebody that's going to be the number one uno is coming. And it is ticking. It's ticking and it's talking. And it's time to get rocking. Okay, yeah, I still rapping. It's ticking and it's talking. It's time to get rocking. Okay, so this is a little this is a little much for him, and so he's really putting pressure on himself because he's like, he's thinking about the past. He's doing a lot of time visiting of things in the past. He's looking at things going in the now, and it's putting a lot of stress on him because he knows he's putting this time. He feels this deadline with coming from the divine feminine, and he's also putting I need to be, getting over this stuff. I should be knowing something, doing something. I should be making the most out of my time now. So, okay, I think I clarified that very well. Let's look at the overall energies. It's going to be a little clear, a little long because it's the weekend. So, this is all weekend. So, with energies, it take a while. It could starting when I upload it tonight all the way, or it might not hit to Sunday into Monday. So, we shall see about these because, some of them, they little kind of divine masculines move at an interesting pace. I'll just put it that way. So, overall for the divine feminine, and overall energies for the divine masculine. Whoa. Okay. All right. Okay. So now, goddess of strength. Okay. Mary Magdalene. Okay. So we know Mary Magdalene was Jesus's divine twin. So that means you got to really go in and find that Christness, that spirituality, that really divineness within you, and become in contact with that. I see her really coming here to prepare things in order for the burial of Jesus, which would be Jesus the man. So that means she's really the divine Mary Magdalene, goddess of strength, is preparing herself for the death of the ego death of the divine masculine. He is getting ready, and I told you, I feel they already waking. I heard some other people in their videos say that the state of being awoke. Stay woke. So they are there, but we still got to get that process in that divine masculine. That ego self has got to die. He's not quite all the way there because that ego is still got a strong hold on him. So she's preparing. Some of them have already died. The ego death had those tower moments, and just really trying to deal with the aftermath of that so they can rise and go on to the next level up to their ascend from where they are, from their thoughts, their old patterns and ways. So she's preparing. So right now, how you prepare for this to happen on your divine masculine is this: you start doing your rituals, your things, becoming centered, opening up your chakras, do some things. I think Elizabeth Alon was saying, do some more lower chakra activities, or things to kind of open that up to help bring in love. Or do a lot of heart chakra. I think she also said that too, activities. So you got to prepare for the coming of the divine masculine into his ascension. So those are the things. This is what it represents here. So you got to build your strength into your divinity, into your goddess. Energy, do some energy work. I watched Patricia Neely too. She was talking about a lot of what's coming on next, and this November brings in a lot of healing. You got to heal yourself, a lot of physical ailment things. We talked about that yesterday. A lot of also things that you can see me, because like I'm stretching now, because right now every part of me is really sore. And so how to move that energy into different parts, how to transmute it, get out in nature, Literally hug a tree, lean on a tree, let the tree soak in everything. Put your hand on wood or something or metal. Put your hand on the wall and let transmute and let it take all that energy away from you. So that's the overall thing. So you got to deal with energy. Everything is energy. Either lift your energy up high. Don't have moments of lower vibrational energies, because you don't want to attract that kind of stuff. I know that I did that today, and that's probably half the stuff of why things popped off like it did, because I had a moment and I flashed back, and then all everything start going loose. So I try to tell myself stay in a high vibration at all times. But sometimes we human, we spiritual beings having a human experience, and we have to constantly remind ourselves on that selfhood. So right now, he's got to deal with his emotional self, as far as this is a feminine here, as far as his work, making sure he's finding those times to relax, center himself, do things that he likes, and that will honor himself, honor the God within him for selfhood. Goddess of endurance. He's got to endure it. This is going to be hard. I know he's saying about the time is ticking, and I'm trying to build trust with her, and I established so many times in the back and been deceptive in the past, but now I know that that Shaquita and that situation with the karmic is not really the one for me, and now I got to figure out how I can get the heck on out of that with her and that badass Shaquan and all this stuff. And so you're going to have to endure it. Weeping may endure before night, but joy comes in the morning. Okay, so you're going to have to endure it. So how you do that, you're going to have to take a real hard look at, this is the emotional self, because it's represented by the feminine. You're going to have to look at two ways. You're going to have to look at the way you look at your feminine. You're going to have to look at the ways you look at all females in your life. You're going to have to take a real hard look at yourself in the mirror. Check that, see what things that you really need to change, make those changes. Right here, you see here, in this way, she's looking, she has the green on, which means check your heart chakras, how you dealing with heart issues, matters of the heart, and also how you being able to get grounded. That's why you're looking in the mirror to help yourself get grounded in what you're seeing. You don't like that. So I don't like lying to the feminine. I don't like being deceptive. I don't like that. I got a lot of skeletons in my closet at this time. I don't like that. I got a problem with trust issues with females. That stems back to my mom. Okay, well then let's go and let's kind of check these things. Do we need to go talk to a psychic? Do you need to go talk to somebody, a real trusted friend? Do you need to maybe have that heart-to-heart talk with your mom, with Pearlie Mae, and just say, can you sit down? Can I tell you about some things that I didn't like in my childhood? Who knows, might pop up. She might listen to you and say, you know what, I'm sorry, son, that I had treated you that way. I had ignored you. I'm sorry I put men in front of you. When I was young, I thought as a child, and, like the Bible verse said, when I was a child, I thought I was a child. But now I'm grew up, grown, and I'm older now. I know better that you don't ever put your boyfriends or any kind of man in front of your child or whatever like that. It ain't serious. I'm sorry you seen some things while you growing up. I'm channeling, so I don't know who I'm saying this for. Maybe somebody on the other side passed over. Your mom can't say this. I'm sorry for some of the things that you had seen me do, me being on drugs, and I may put you second. It makes you feel less than your worth. That's what you're worth, and those things. So all those things, you never know. Maybe you need to do those mirror exercises too. Like get up in the morning. Also, divine masculine. Do the I love you. I thank God. I love you. I forgive you. I apologize. Thank you. Do those exercises about what things it is. That you need to do, those any kind of morning mirror exercise you need to do, so you can become, it says, your openness. Overall thing is, although this is two masculines here, but I would like to say that some kind of way, that with that masculine sign, I know we always with the masculine always think in the 3D and in the 5D thing. Just coming together with your 5D self, your higher self, and just really listening to it and being open to the communications that it gives. That tells you it's okay to be vulnerable. That tells you it's okay to feel. You know, sometimes we have a tendency, it don't matter if you're male or female, you representing in the masculine's way of being a female or a male in the body. We have a tendency that we don't listen to what they're trying to tell us. You know, they're trying to give us direction. Like, no, I got this. Ego try to question everything that it says, but it's like really learn how to join forces, how to hold its hand as you go through these things, because it's going to help you to know what things you need to do, what things you need to work on, how you're going to be able to build trust, get out that situation with that karmic situation, all those things, so you can create this new life and understand it's time to move on, because you know time is of the essence. And so that's why I'm saying here, I look at this time in the Bible, this is like your higher self is really letting it try to guide you to what the universe, this light right here, is trying to guide you towards. Okay, so that is that. Let me see. The voice trying to be interesting. We ain't gonna try that. Let's look at what the guys want to say to. Guys want to say to divine feminine. What does the guys want to say to divine masculine? Okay, guys said that. I feel like there's two in here, and it is. God say worry is a wasted emotion, which is true. Just let it go. You're worrying about things. If you got this fork in the road, learning how to release your ex. You're trying to stay optimistic. It's going to be things because you got to learn how to take yourself to the edge, deal with these healing of this children issues, be a co-creator, and all that stuff can be a little worrisome. Just like the divine masculine is stressing, and you're worried about that. So that's a wasted emotion. Okay, and then they also say that everyone has value. You have value. Your divine masculine have value. That's why I told you kind of temper that a little bit with that kind of like, I won't show them the deuces, but you know, you still got to practice, like I said, unconditional love. Still, like what I said this week, still be the love angel. For the divine masculine, say practice moderation, because I feel really in this, the divine masculine is driving himself so hard to make sure that some of these divine masculines, that this happens, that it works. Like, I want my divine feminine back. You know, I see the light now. I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to listen. You know how it is with us, even divine feminines, that we have went through this and we found out, you know, they say, you got to do the work. You do the work, then he be okay. And if you do the work, you're going to draw him to him. And you do the work, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you collapse and just burn out, you know. So take moderation as you're trying to do all these things that has been told to you in the cards. Let's look at what your higher self wants to say. Clear. Again, this edition is going to be a little long because this is the weekend edition. This is a 2-day thing. All right, for the feminine, what does the higher self want to say to divine masculine? Whoa, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Give it to me. Okay, thank you. Right. Okay. Superhero. You got to go over and beyond the call of duty. You got to elevate. You got to go to higher heights. You got to get up there like Superman to see what's happening in the city, just like Batman looks over the city and see what's going on. You got to take yourself higher. You got to get to superhero status. Let me make sure I'm reading this. Number 31. Okay. Right now, you've got superhuman strength. The truth is, you always do. But most of the time, you don't need it. Why bother? Everything's rocking along just fine. You are about to learn just how cool, how strong, how amazing you really are. And that's true. And that's why I say you got to believe that you are divine, superhero. So this is the divine card. Just like Mary Magdalene, preparing you 2 ways. You preparing also for your divine masculine, and you're also preparing yourself for this going on, your resurrection of a brand new you, although you said, and you already, many of us, we're still ascending, your ascension into whatever this greatness, really showing more and more of your divinity each day. So remember that you are the superhero, you are divine, okay? And then with the divine masculine, it says it's a time out, and I believe that too. You know, you time out from all this. It goes two ways. Time out for all this madness that you are really living beneath your divine self, dealing with all these issues that you have here. You got to really become into your divine self. Also time out with, because I feel also if he keeps on, this is my thing, I don't want to bring fear into it, is that if he keeps on doing this, he drive himself until he is going to have that tower crash and burn moment, in which is like, you know, I've been going. We know we've done that, even divine feminines, that we drive ourselves so much that we, you know, we become exhausted, okay, because this is brand new. But he knows it's something he has to do. And I know they say with divine masculines, unlike the feminines, we learn, we get rest periods. But with the divine masculines, they got to learn it at a concentrated, super warp, quantum leaping lessons, where they just like throw it all at them, and they got to kind of adjust as they go along. So, number 22. So this is getting really mastery, okay. And this is number 31. You got the Trinity and intuitiveness and awareness. Okay, let's see what this has. Time out. See that corner over there? It's yours and yours alone. And it's time to claim that special space. It doesn't matter what's going on out there. It doesn't matter what others are saying. Everything except your own blessed joy is now history. Stake your claim, then take a breath. It is all smooth sailing now. So, like I said, take a break from all that stuff. We'd be like, what they say, Auntie Maxine Waters. I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time. So you did all this foolery stuff, and so now you are reclaiming your time. So that's what they mean there. I did that, I did that, did that. And let's see what the universe says. Clear. So this is really 2 days in one. Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. Well, you see that? One threw and went to, these flew on the feminine without me asking, and these threw on the masculine. Okay. All right. So here's your message straight from the spirit. The universe says, when I think I surrender more. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Somebody got that early, and these cards look very familiar. So we still dealing with the same energies. So you got to learn how to surrender. You said release your ex, and the universe is saying yes. Even it's the ex person, ex karmic. X could be the divine masculine. X could also be your thoughts that's burdening you, that's weighing you down. You got to find a way to surrender. I know somebody said that. I looked on somebody's video. Said a lot of people say, I don't like the word surrender. You know, it kind of makes it feel like you ain't giving up. It don't mean you're giving up. It just means like you just going with the flow. That's what it means by surrender. Just like when you had like Riptide out there in the lake, because we had a lot of Riptide here in Chicago this past summer, and a lot of times it's like, you know, when you're trying to get back to the shore, all you do is just float along, because eventually you're going to make your way back to shore, and you just go with the current, and it's going to tie you, bring you forth, gravitate you back to the shoreline until you get to a point that's shallow, and then you'll be able to kind of walk yourself back to shore. So that's the same thing that you're doing right there. I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. Okay? And this been going for the divine masculine all this week. So he's got to work with that fear. I honor how I want to feel. So he's got to do things that you want to do, divine masculine. See that? in a karmic situation, whatever it is you deal with yours. And there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. So if divine feminine is your dream, then guess what? There's a stream of love supporting you, and guess what? The universe also has your back. All right, so with that, I would like to say I hope that you have a fantabulous weekend, and that all of these energies that we're saying, divine feminine, work on yourself, find your superhero status this week. Be open to love, be fair, and be optimistic about some things, so that way that the chaos and the conflict would go away. Deal with the healing of that inner child as well, because that's a key to a lot of things that's going on with you. Divine masculine, remember that the universe has your back. If this is truly what you want to go with, as far as you being with your divine feminine, the universe will support you in your efforts. Just make one step and the universe will help you make two. It will give you the guidance as to what you need to do in order to make this happen. All you got to do is say the universe wants it. But this universe will this weekend give you an eye-opening message. You will get an Oprah Winfrey aha moment about the divine feminine, as far as what you want to do and what direction you need to go to. Don't worry about the time ticking, because that's added on more stress to you. Whenever you're ready, the universe is ready, and your divine feminine is ready. Everything happens. Nothing just happens. It happens just. Remember that, okay? And with that, I stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay elevated. Namaste, Namago.